Yeah, definitely an interesting morning of PA. Why doesn't it melt? I don't know. I think it's done melting, but I've said that all week, so don't fucking listen to me. But yeah, like, all right. So if we start, yeah, if we start on higher time frames, right, we can see like where we are, right? If we look at weekly, we've tapped into like this weekly level over here, right? A whole sort of sales buy. There's obviously other stuff within this that we could sort of refine it to, like these wicks, the last real sell to buy that breaks the high here. And more importantly, breaks out of like this internal range, which could be the flip to this high. But obviously, we've got levels down here that we probably, you would assume, if you're like looking at it from a sort of range trading theory, that we will come down into here at some point, right? Big break of structure over here. Right, so at the moment, we're definitely bearish. So again, until we break weekly structure, we can't really assume that we will be bullish, right? But yeah, we might get pullbacks, right? Currently, we're reacting to this 2-day thing with a really nice extreme at the bottom. It's really the only thing that I like, the only higher time frame thing in here that I could really make sense of was this. Like nothing else really fits what I would look for. Again, breaks the range, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah. Obviously daily low, daily high, like we're trading in like a 400 pip range or something at the moment, like fucking massive. But yeah. And then yeah, so here's our swing high, here's our swing low, right? There's our break of structure on daily. So yeah, like at the moment, we just, I don't know, we're bearish, right? So again, until we take out like this high, we can't assume that we're going to get any pullbacks, all of this sort of stuff, right? 4H again, yeah, massive sustained drop, no pullback. Yeah, all of that sort of stuff. It's just when you start looking at 4H now, like the way it's rejected this, right, to me is quite telling. Like I was looking at like other times that we've seen this sort of shit, right? If you look at like AU, right, you get this huge drive down and you get a massive bounce, right? So yeah, I mean, obviously this week we just should have been shorting, really. I think that's pretty evident to everyone. So I am hesitant to say that we are going to fully go bullish until we break this high over here. Right? Is that actually swing structure or not? How deep is that pullback? I didn't actually look at that. Yeah, that'd be swing structure. So we had a break here, right? So now we would be looking to take out, if we're going to go bullish, we would be looking to take out the sort of Asian high, right? Which again would make sense. You know, it's rare that you see that kind of move down in Asia, right? So yeah, massive run on liquidity, potential reaction. Can definitely still look for shorts from like extreme levels in here, right? What we've got over there actually, because we're bouncing off this right now. Does this make sense? Yeah, this is what we're coming off. So we may see like, I mean, yeah, the thing is, right, is if you look at this from like an internal structure perspective, right, we're creating these higher lows at the moment, these demand ranges, right? The way we've reacted to this level would suggest that we won't see lower prices from here, because we, you know, you would have wanted to see something a little bit more conclusive than this if we're going to see lower prices. So we could theorize something in here, right? So what have we got? So those wicks are a little bit mitigated, but let's just keep going down until we can see something. I hate it when PA's like this because it just makes everything so out of fucking whack when you have that auto function. What have there's going to be something in this high. You can see here we've had a break of structure from it, right? So there's going to be something up there, and we can clearly see it on 15, and that's bearish. But this is like looking the most likely, and it's been tagged once, but not fully. Yeah, there we go. There we've got a bullish inside bar. So yeah, potentially keep an eye on that. Maybe because, I mean, this is also looking like impulse complex pullback, right? It's just seeing how New York reacts and whether they want to take prices higher. Like right now, I'd want to see, just because of the way this PA formed, right? I'd want to see a higher low get taken out. Because at the moment they're maintaining that bullish order flow up there, right? It's like internal bullish order flow. There's no change of character or anything. So yeah, I mean, that's why I spent the whole fucking morning buying, to be honest. Just because yeah, after I told everyone not to look for buys, I then actually woke up and saw these ranges being created and protected. So it's like, well, we'll just trade these ranges until one gets taken out, right? So yeah, at the moment, we had this bearish order flow within here, like internal bearish order flow, right? We've now broken that. We created, well, it's this whole range or this small range here. We also created like this internal one that we're now respecting. So yeah, likely we'll see a run on that high now. And then see what we do here, basically. I'd definitely not taking shorts from that. Because yeah, like there is, like we have built a lot of liquidity here, all of this sort of stuff. Yeah. Just like with pricing and all of that sort of stuff, I wouldn't be surprised. And the amount of thingies, yeah, there was an entry there, mate. Yeah, definitely an entry there. Like 100%. Like it was a good trade. But yeah, just with the pricing and just that price action, like that huge drive down is so out of context that it must mean something. Do you know what I mean? Like 36 pips in a minute. Like, yeah, we'll potentially see that. Potentially, mate. Yeah, I would guess not. But I've been guessing that all fucking week. But now we have here. I think if you remember Monday, I said we were reacting to that higher demand level, right? Over here somewhere within this shit over here. And yeah, I mean, if we're really looking at this and we break this down correctly, like like we were refining a 15 MPOI, for example, we actually come up with this, right? Because this is our range. This area here is invalid because it's broken the range already. Dumbass place to be looking for longs, to be honest. But yeah, hey ho, we get no chance on buy to the boss. Yeah, fuck that shit. Yeah, it will be jokes. Else again, mate. It's fucking weird. Like really, really, really weird. If you look at any of the really sustained big moves, like before at least the 50, 60 pip pullback, apart from like this shit, which is all COVID, right? Which is, yeah, that's a 700 pip move before a pullback. But you can get a little pullback here. You get different colored fucking candles. But yeah, like to see a sustained drop, if you look at anything that's happened like over this year, right, we get a sustained drop of about 400 pips. And this even has a pullback in it. So really we can take that to that, right? And say that's about 300 pips. That's about 300 pips. Any of the really big moves this year, this, which was election, was about 300 pips. This here, about the same. Like they tend to fizzle out there. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And it's just the fact that, like, how the fuck is it broken structure 16 times in a row? It's fucking mad. But yeah, happens, I suppose. And next time we know not to trade against structure. But this is the other point as well, right? It's like, really, until we see something really like out of context and significant, right? Like this, for instance, should we even bother buying? And the answer is really no. And yeah, I think a fair few of us have been guilty of that this week, but it's all lessons. Next person who says it when we're doing that, which is probably going to be me. I'll probably be the one fucking saying, yeah, no, don't buy it, don't buy it, don't buy it, or don't sell it, don't sell it, don't sell it. But yeah, until we get a proper break of structure, just fucking let it sort itself out, basically. And just trade it short, because there's been so many, look, like ever since this, right? If you just track the low highs, right? Here's your, yeah, the reacts from this low high, 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 reacts from, not really, well, it is a lower high, it's just not swing structure, but yeah, reacts from that, reacts from that, reacts from that, reacts from that, reacts from, yeah, like it's fucking mad, right? But yeah, that's what I'd be looking at right now, potentially shorts from here. It makes sense. If not, more likely something in like this range here, because it's not really fully mitigated, and it's a bit more like all of this stuff's pretty mitigated, right? So potentially something within, have to go and break it down a bit more, but something within there to pull back down into something in here, because obviously then we'd have a bullish break of structure, right? So we can then assume that we're going to get pulled back, especially with the V-shaped recovery. So yeah, like potentially something like, you know, this, change of character, back down into, maybe run this low here, you know, something like that, right? Is yeah, if we break that high, if we don't come off of this high, basically, is that's what I'd then be thinking for the next day or two, or however long that takes to form. I see a new swing watch list. Yes, indeed, mate. We're gonna start trying to develop, just doing like analyzing this shit on the high time frames. Because me and Lewis are chatting, right? A lot of the guys, including myself and Lewis from time to time, have is getting too caught up focusing on the tiny little shit, right? So yes, we will still trade EU and GU intraday, and base it like more, but just base it off 15M levels, right? Not trying to trade any of this crazy shit that I seem to get into half the time that makes no fucking sense, but still somehow works out. And then just analyzing these more on like a much higher time frame basis, right? So looking at like weekly 4H, weekly, daily 4H, right? Which we can see here, we've had like a break of structure now. So yeah, like, well, we missed that, but yeah, like basically analyzing this and then just taking this off 15M, right? So saying, you know, what happened down, where was that big driver? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that level makes sense, but yeah, just trying to look at, I don't know. But yeah, like just like looking at stuff like this so we can take it from a more swing perspective. Yeah, basically. And just, yeah, so we've got a few more options, you know, because we've got a solid enough team to understand like all of this shit, and we might as well capitalize, you know, we know what we're doing. Yeah, basically. Oh, has it actually broken structure? Fuck off, I don't believe you. Ooh. No, not yet. I do think it's got to break structure from here, man. Like it's fucking, I've been saying that all week, but yeah, I'm still going to tie myself to it. Let's see what it does here. Not over here. Such a dirty job. I'd still personally, just because of the way it's reacting up here, I'd still want a 1 minute chart here, which doesn't look massively like it's going to happen, because that's all the way down here. Let's just see it. But yeah, that's the sort of shit I'd be looking for right now. I think someone said there's some news later. I'm not sure what news. Yeah, cool guys. Obviously it is recorded, so I will get it uploaded. Oh, I actually broken the hut. Come on, break the hut. Oh, so close. What's happening? If it's going to go down, it's going to go from here. But yeah, yeah, that would be my thought process today, guys. So yeah, have a good New York. Yeah, cool. All right. Take it easy, guys, and I will speak to you all. Oh yeah, tonight, right? I wanted to go through about when you can potentially turn your trades into swing trades, because I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's like not every trade should be held, right? But it's why I said if anyone's getting in longs down here at the moment, I wouldn't have a small target, basically, because you know this is potentially the bottom of the drop, right? So it's just trying to understand that positioning aspect of it. But yeah, cool guys. I will speak to you all later. All right. Take it easy. Have a good New York. Bye bye.